it's Shawnee. Welcome back. First of all, we're gonna start with the fan, girl, because I'm so hot. It's hot in this house, it's hot in the world, and it's hot under these lights. Okay. So it is the end of the week, and you know what that means. It means it is time for our weekly roundup, where I go over all of the eyeshadow palettes I used over the past week, and I rank them from least liked to most liked. So this week we have 7 slots, and we have quite a few eyeshadow palettes. The reason we have a few, or quite a few, is that I combined a lot of palettes together to make one look. So I used like 2 palettes or a couple palettes and some singles to create the looks that I did over the past week. So I think we should go ahead and get started, because I can't hold this fan the whole time, and it's hot, girl, and I need to like be done with being a human today. Okay, so number 7, we have the Melt MUERTE palette. Now, I did not get this on the first release. I got this on the re-release. And now I know they're doing a re-release. So supposedly this is the last time you can get it. So I want to show you the palette. I actually enjoyed the look I did with this and was really surprised at the look that I came up with, just because the shades are super deep. But I stayed on this side here with these reds and this shade. Now, I like the look, but the reason this is at a lower ranking is because of this shade here. Now, I did use this shade kind of like in the center of my eyelid, almost similar to this look that I have here, kind of like the spotlight jam that we have going on. The thing is, with this shade, it is supposed to be a shimmer. There are 3 shimmers in here. This one is supposed to be a shimmer, but it is the powderiest shimmer I have ever experienced. Like, it doesn't feel like a shimmer, it feels like a powder, which is super confusing for my brain here. It just could be that it was like late in the day or something, but I don't like this. I don't like this at all. The look came out great, but I would say it's not necessarily a palette that you need. I feel like it's a nice statement piece because the colors are amazing, and then the artwork on the front is amazing. And then if you have the Vita palette and you can put them together, then you have the entire skull. So I feel like this is just pretty to have. I don't know how much use I'm gonna get out of it. I am appreciative that I do have these deeper colors though. I don't think I have shades this deep, like this blue or this like burgundy-ish red. I don't think I have those in many palettes, so I'm excited to use those if I need to. And the nice thing about Melt palettes is that the shades are magnetic, so you can pop them out and use them as singles if you want to. So this is at number 7. Number 6, that is the dupe of the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet palette. So I have all of these shades in a empty palette from the Pro palette. I have their bigger ones, and now I have a couple of these smaller ones. These are great for when I'm trying to dupe things. They're just pretty compact and easy to use. So Natasha Denona is supposedly coming out with this palette called the Mini Starlet. It's sort of like a dusty pink, dusty rose kind of palette, and those are shades I don't really have, mainly because I don't find that they look how I want them to look on me. They're kind of like ashy and dusty, and that's not my jam. But I did go ahead and try to dupe it with shades that are a bit more like they're just nicer on my skin tone than I think those ashy shades are going to be. Now, one thing to know is that all 5 of the shades are re-releases. 3 of them are in the Star palette, and 2 are in the Retro and or Lila palettes, if I remember correctly. I did do a video, so you can check that out for confirmation. Now, what I did was I did an all shimmer sort of dupe. I did a pink kind of dupe and then a purple kind of dupe. Now, I did like the shades and I did like the looks that I did. I did one eye with pink, one eye with purple, and then a third look with all shimmer. I really enjoyed it. I don't know that I would always put these shades together, but I did really like the looks that I created. I really like the shimmers that I used. I find that the mattes are kind of in the same like color family, so I think you could switch them out relatively easily and come out with similar looks. So this is at number 6. It's not a palette that I will purchase, I think, from Natasha Denona, but I definitely love the shimmers here and will continue to use those. And of course I'll use the mattes because these are just all singles from my singles collection. So this is at number 6. Number 5. Here it is. That is, again, Natasha Denona, or I guess that one wasn't exactly Natasha Denona. But number 5 is the Mini Xenon and Natasha Denona's Blackest Black Matte Single. Now, I liked this look. It was like a smoky eye. And what I kind of came to in terms of my opinion of this palette is that you don't need it. If you have it already, use it. It's nice to have all of the shades for a smoky eye in one place, but you really don't need this palette because it is very, very one note. Like, you can get a smoky eye. I mean, you can use the grays and stuff in here, but honestly, I think if you're doing a smoky eye, most often you just want a black, maybe a gray, and like some sort of shimmer. But I think you can get that in other palettes. So I don't know that this is necessary. Actually, it's not necessary. This is not one that you need to spend your money on. If you are going to get something with these shades, I would definitely suggest the Blackest Black Matte shade. I find that this shade is very deep and very matte, and it's great for doing a smoky eye. It's great for doing liner. It's just a really good shade. So if you use a lot of black and you want like a single of it, I would definitely recommend the Blackest Black Matte. She also has a Blackest Black Gold Rush, and this one has like specks of gold in it. You probably, yeah, you can see it a little bit. I use the regular Blackest Black more, but I don't regret having these at all. I just don't think that this palette is necessary. So that is number 5. Number 4, that is the look I have on today. And it is from Pat McGrath. It is her Celestial Nirvana Mothership Mega. So here is the palette. I don't feel like I hear many people talking about these anymore. I have all 3 of the Mothership Megas. I like that they are a great way to try out the brand. You get a lot of shades. And so far, in my experience, they've all performed pretty well. For this look, I use this shade, and then this shade. So I like the look. I like it. I wore it for work today. I think it's cute, and yeah, didn't let me down. It's pretty common for Pat McGrath. She always hits it out of the park for me. So I really like this look, and this is at number 4. Number 3. I used this yesterday. I had a great day yesterday. It was just like a really good day. That is the LORAC Winter Rose palette. Now LORAC has a couple of these, I think like 3 or 4 of these mini palettes. They come with 6 shades and they all have a theme. So this one is kind of like a purpley, like brownish theme. And yeah, I really like the look. It was really simple, really easy. I think I used like 2 shades or 3 shades, but I really like the look. And I really like these little mini LORAC palettes because they're super like convenient if you want to throw them in a bag or anything. If you just like a really simple, straightforward color story, these are really great. You're not going to have a ton of shades that you have to sort of muddle your way through to figure out a look. So yeah, I really like these. I just like LORAC general. I had some of their bigger palettes. Now I will say that there are a lot of like repeats in the palettes, especially the browns, like the sort of blending out shades. And I find that this and the other two minis that I have kind of cover the shades that I like from the brand. And so yeah, if you want to try it out, the mini ones are great, but in general, I really do like their eyeshadows, and not many people talk about them. But yeah, this is at number 4. No, I'm sorry, this is at number 3. Child, as they say in the black church, charge it to my head and not my heart. Now, number 2, that is a combination of like 3 things. So first is the Nomad OKAVANGO Safari palette. This was like the main palette that I used. I also brought in the gold palette from Natasha Denona. Wow, I used a lot of Natasha Denona this week. And then I used 2 singles. I think one is from Pretties for Your Face and the other is from CoPacetic Cosmetics. So I used all of these in this look. And I also used some stencils. I don't have them anymore because they were reused, but they're similar to this. And these are some stencils I bought to kind of like try some more creative things. So this was an interesting process for me. It was definitely like kicking myself out of my safety box, but I really enjoyed doing it. It felt good to just play with makeup and try some different things out, and it made me realize how versatile the Nomad palette is. Like it's a super neutral palette, but I do feel like you can get a variety of looks from it, surprisingly. So yeah, this was at number 2, and I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and I'm going to at some point give the stencils another try. I think the more I do it, the better I'll get at it, and it was just really fun. Now, number 1, that is what I wore for my getting ready at work this past week. That was, again, 2 palettes, but they're from the same brand. So I used the Arrow-inspired palette from Adept Cosmetics. And I also used the La Cienega palette from Adept. I love the look that I did with this. I just love how I looked on that day. I had on a cute dress. It's one of my favorite dresses. I had on some cute heels, some of my favorite heels. I was in the office. I was just feeling myself. I was looking real cute that day, and I felt like the makeup really went well with the outfit. So that is why this is, or these are at number 1. Every time I use Adept, I realize, like, I really like their stuff. Now, I didn't buy that real expensive, like, seahorse thing that they just came out with, but I do have, I think, all of their other palettes, maybe? And I like this one just because these shimmers are so nice and, like, multi-chromatic. And then the La Cienega palette is just, it's home for me. Like, it's all LA, like, streets and stuff like that, or areas. And so whenever I use these, I get excited because it's like Hawthorne, Baldwin Hills, Santa Monica Boulevard, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Wilshire, the 105, El Segundo, the 405. Child, I am always on the 405 when I go home. Inglewood. Anyways, I just love that palette for that. I would say that these aren't like mind-blowingly different shades from other palettes. The shimmers are really nice, but honestly, I bought this for the nostalgia. Okay, child, that is it. Okay. Now, I do like to showcase something that is beyond eyeshadows, you know, just something that I really enjoy using. I didn't really think of anything this week because I think I've gone over stuff that I like. If I haven't told you about this, I'm going to tell you now, and then I'll share something else. But the Colorfix nudes from Danessa Myricks, these are amazing, you all. These are amazing. I've been using this as foundation. I have the shade 9 on today. Yeah, I have 9 on. And once you put them on, they just don't go anywhere. I know Jan tends to mix these with other foundations and she really likes it. And I'm planning on really just like possibly just taking these when I go to Vegas because it's going to be hot and I don't plan on really wearing much makeup. But if I want a little bit of coverage, I definitely think I'll just use this. The only thing is, I know me and my brother and my niece, we gonna go out, right? And so I might want to be a little bit more jazzed up. So like, we just have to see. But the plan is for us 3 to go out and have some fun. So I think what I will say is something really good to have that I use all the time is my fan, girl. So I have like 2 of these and I can use these during my sessions with my clients because it's real dramatic. Because I'll be saying something like, you know, let's talk about your symptoms of depression. How's that going? Now, I do also have like handheld battery operated fans, but I just like the dramatics of these fans. I have this one and then I have one that says flawless. So I'm always using these in my sessions. Like sometimes clients will come in and they're like, oh yeah, I'm seeing a therapist with the fan. Yes, you are. So I would say, girl, get you a fan. It's real hot out here in these streets. Stay hydrated. Like, that's a big one. Stay hydrated. Stay in the shade if you can. Make sure you wear your sunscreen. Whatever shade of skin you have, we can all burn, okay? Make sure you wear your sunscreen. Put it all over your body. And just take care of yourself. Don't be out here having, like, heat stroke and stuff because it's real easy to do that. Make sure you check on your babies and your elders, okay? So I think that's it, girl. I'm so done with the week. I'm super tired. Let me know what you've been using this week or things you plan to use next week. Let me know if you have any of the ones that I mentioned, and let me know whatever else you want me to know. So I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Be sure to like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave me a comment. Say, hey girl, or let me know what's going on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.